Hi, my name is Shraddha and I'm a verbal expert at e-GMAT. Let us solve this difficult official question using the e-GMAT three-step meaning-based approach. But before that, just a quick reminder, please hit the like button below to let us know that you found this video helpful. That way, my team and I can keep making videos to help you and others with the GMAT prep journey. So let's begin. We will solve this question by first understanding the meaning of this sentence. That's our step 1 in the three-step meaning-based approach. We understand the meaning presented by the sentence by breaking it down into smaller chunks and assimilating the same as we read chunk after chunk. So let's just do that. According to a survey of graduating medical students, okay, so this sentence begins by talking about a certain survey conducted by Association of American Medical College. So this part presents the information who conducted this survey. Reading on, minority graduates are nearly 4 times more likely. So here we see that according to the survey, minority graduate students are nearly 4 times more likely to do something. Also, the presence of the word more tells us that we are going to read a comparison in this sentence. So let's read. Than are other graduates in planning to practice. Okay, so here comes the second part of the comparison. Now we understand that according to the survey, minority graduates are more likely than the other graduates to plan on practicing. Reading the last bit of the sentence, in socio-economically deprived areas. Okay, so minority students are 4 times more likely than other graduates to plan on practicing in specific areas, which is socio-economically deprived areas. That means poor areas. So summing it up all, we can understand that this sentence presents comparison between minority students and other graduates. And on what basis have they been compared? The basis of their comparison is that minority graduates are 4 times more likely to plan on practicing in specific regions than are the other graduates. So the way the sentence is written, it presents the intended logical meaning very, very clearly. And now that we are 100% sure of the meaning, we will move on to step 2, which is error analysis. In this step, we will try to figure out the grammatical errors that may be there in this sentence. So let's begin with the subject-verb error. This sentence has 2 subjects marked in blue, and both these subjects have the verbs marked in green. Both the verbs agree in number with their subjects and they make sense with their subjects. So we do not have any subject-verb error here. Both the verbs are written in simple present tense verb to present general information, and this usage is absolutely fine. So no verb tense error as well. We don't see any pronoun in the underlined portion. The modifiers seem to be all fine in this one. Parallelism is also correct because more likely than is preceded by a clause, minority graduates are, and is followed by a clause, are other graduates, and these entities are grammatical as well as logical. So parallelism is fine. Comparison is also fine, as we found out in the meaning analysis. The sentence presents the comparison in a very clear manner, so no issues. Now we come to the idiom part. The sentence uses the phrase more likely. So when we say A is more likely, we say A is more likely to do something, right? That's the phrase that we use. However, this sentence says A, which is minority graduates, are more likely in planning to practice. This is not the correct way of writing this idiom or writing or presenting this expression. The correct expression should be A, which is minority graduates, is more likely to plan on doing something. That's the correct idiom that we need in this sentence. So this sentence most certainly has the idiom error. Now this is the only error in this sentence, so choice A is incorrect. Let's now perform the very last step, which is answer choice analysis, through which we will evaluate each and every answer choice and figure out which choice is the correct one. Well, choice A is definitely incorrect, as we have already found out. It has the idiom error with the usage of more likely in planning to practice. It should be more likely to plan on practicing. Choice B says minority graduates are nearly 4 times more likely than other graduates who plan on practicing. Once again, we see that the expression more likely has been used, but it is not followed by to practice or to plan or to do something. That part is totally missing in choice B. So we definitely have the idiom error in this sentence. How also with the usage of who plan on practicing, I'm sorry about that. Okay. Now, also with the usage of who plan on practicing, the entire rest of the sentence now only talks about other graduates. The comparison has not been made complete in this choice. So we certainly have meaning error because the comparison is totally off over here. The comparison has not been even made complete. The basis of the comparison that we saw in choice A in the original sentence is now totally missing in choice B. So that's the error that we see here. Choice C is the correct answer. It says minority graduates are nearly 4 times as likely as other graduates to plan on practicing. This is exactly the expression that we are looking for the correct usage of likely to plan on practicing. That's fine. Now, many students reject this answer choice because firstly they feel that the original sentence uses 4 times more likely, but this sentence uses the expression 4 times as likely. Doesn't it lead to the meaning change? Well, if we calculate in terms of mathematical calculation, if we do, probably there could be slight value change presented by these two expressions, but frankly in verbal it does not matter because the core meaning presented by both these expressions kind of remain the same in the context of this sentence. So it really does not change the intended meaning of the sentence, the change of 4 times more likely to 4 times as likely. So that's not an issue. Another thing that students point out with choice C is that the missing are before other graduates. Now, doesn't this omission lead to an error? No, it does not, because even without this verb in the second part of the comparison, the intended comparison is absolutely clear. Here, other graduates can only be compared to minority graduates. There is no other noun in the first part of the comparison with which other graduates can be compared logically, and therefore we get any ambiguity. No, that is not the case. Therefore, we can definitely remove are, because removal of this verb does not lead to any ambiguity in the intended comparison. So, choice C indeed is the correct answer for this question. Precise and clear. Let's read choice D. It is nearly 4 times more likely that minority graduates rather than other graduates will plan to practice. Once again, we have more likely, but we do not get to plan on practicing. So that's our first idiom error that we found out. Also, minority students rather than graduates will plan to practice. Again, we see the change in tense over here. Okay, so first let's figure out our idiom error that we saw, and then will plan to practice. This is again incorrect. Why? Because we need to plan on practicing. Also, this verb tense that we see here is not correct, because the sentence intends to present general information that is relevant in the present. It talks about general information, but with will plan, the meaning changes. It's now referring to the future action, which is definitely not the intended meaning. So on these grounds, we can reject choice D. Choice E, the last choice, says it is nearly 4 times as likely for minority graduates than other graduates to plan to practice. The problem in this sentence is it uses the phrase 4 times as likely, right? So the correct idiom is as likely as, more likely than, and as likely as. But we have the word than here, which is used with more, not with as. So that's our first idiom error that we find out in this sentence. Another error is also pertaining to the use of to practice, because the correct, okay, I'm sorry about that. So the correct idiom is to plan on practicing, not to plan to practice. That's an incorrect expression. Hence, choice E is out. So clearly, choice C is the correct answer for this question. If you liked solving this question with us, do hit on the like button below. Also, you can leave your comments or questions if you have any regarding this question. And also, do not forget to subscribe our channel to stay updated with whatever we do here. Thank you and happy learning.